If you're in HR or you run a small business, you already know the hiring process can be, well, a huge challenge. So today, we're going to dive into how artificial intelligence can become your most valuable assistant, really turning that chaos into clarity. Let's get right into it.
So, does this question hit a little too close to home? You post just one, job opening and boom, your inbox is completely flooded with hundreds of applications. It's that classic problem, right? Way too much data and just not enough time. How in the world are you supposed to find those hidden gems without getting totally overwhelmed?
And that really is the modern hiring headache, isn't it? It's not just about the sheer volume of applications. It's the hours it takes, the super repetitive nature of that initial screening, and that nagging fear that the absolute perfect candidate is buried somewhere on page 17 of your inbox. This is exactly where new technology is stepping in to lend a hand.
Okay, so let's reframe how we think about this. Don't think of AI as some kind of replacement for recruiters. No, not at all. Instead, think of it as your co-pilot. It's this powerful tool designed to handle all the heavy lifting and the most time-consuming tasks, which frees you up to focus on what actually matters.
You know, when we talk about AI in recruitment, we're not talking about some kind of science fiction robot making all the decisions. It's actually much simpler than that. We're talking about smart software that automates and streamlines those repetitive but super necessary tasks, like sifting through applications or even helping you write the perfect job description.
And the difference it makes, it's just staggering. I mean, look at these numbers. A detailed job description that might have taken you a few hours to get just right can now be drafted in about 15 minutes. And that initial screening process, the one that takes days, that can shrink down to just a few hours.
90%. Let that sink in for a second. We're talking about a potential 90% reduction in the time you spend on that first round of candidate screening. Just imagine what you could do with all that time back. This isn't just about being more productive. It means you can shift your focus from just sorting resumes to actually building relationships with top talent. It's a total game changer.
So yeah, AI is incredibly fast, we've established that. But this brings us to what is maybe the most important part of this whole conversation. This is not about handing over the entire hiring process to a machine. It's about empowering the irreplaceable value of the human touch.
This quote just says it all, doesn't it? An AI can scan for keywords like project management or Python, sure, but it can't sense a candidate's drive, their curiosity, or that little spark that tells you they're going to be a fantastic fit for your team culture. That takes human intuition, period.
So here's a simple breakdown. Think of AI as your data analysis engine. It's brilliant at matching patterns and screening for keywords at an incredible speed. But us, humans, we excel at understanding nuance, assessing cultural fit, and building that genuine rapport with people. They're complementary skills, you see, not competing ones.
And here's the crucial point. AI elevates your role. It allows you to move away from being a manual screener who's just buried in paperwork and lets you become a true strategist. You get to spend your time on the high-value work, actually interviewing the best pre-vetted candidates, building relationships, and thinking strategically about your team's future.
All right, so we've covered the why. Now let's get into the how. If you're thinking about exploring some of these AI tools, you can't just jump in blind. You need a plan. And this checklist right here gives you a practical framework for putting AI into practice responsibly and, most importantly, effectively.
Let's just walk through this real quick. First, define your objectives. Know exactly what problem you're trying to solve. Then, choose the right tool for that specific job. Now, this next one is critical. Always keep a human in the loop. The AI suggests, but you decide. From there, it's about training your team, actively monitoring for any bias to keep things fair, and finally, being transparent with your candidates about how you're using the tech. That is how you build trust.
Because when you follow those steps, the end goal isn't just about being faster. It's about creating a process that is fundamentally better and, you know what, fairer for everyone involved. It's about using technology to enhance our human judgment, not replace it, and that leads to stronger teams and a much more equitable process.
So we'll end with this question to chew on. Based on everything we've seen, the future of recruitment really isn't a battle of human versus machine. It's a partnership. The most effective recruiter of tomorrow will almost certainly be the one who best learns how to blend their unique human expertise with the incredible power of AI.